Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join His mission.
Do you have to live overseas to be a missions mobilizer? Is everyone really called to go cross cultures, cross linguistic, geographic boundaries? Or what are some of the ways that people can advocate for the missionary enterprise from right where they are?
Dude, those are two great questions, and both of them are big.
Yes.
The short answer for the first one is no. Now, I think there's a special, unique power in somebody having gone to the field and inviting people from that place. I think you live this out really well. I am on the field and I am telling you fresh stories that I just lived out this week, and I'm inviting you to come and join me in this. There's real power in this. And yet you can also make a case for the effectiveness of somebody who's inside the community, is not an outsider, and has unique influence in there to say, we can do this. Lift your eyes and look at the nations. So we need, just dream with me. Wouldn't it be amazing if the majority of the Bible-believing congregations had a pastor or a missions advocate inside of them who was constantly saying, hey, we can do Jerusalem and we're going to do the uttermost parts of the earth, and we don't have to choose between these two things. And you can, regardless of what you're called to do vocationally and regardless of where you're living geographically, you can find a role and you can be a part of this, and I'm going to help you. I mean, that would just change the whole spectrum of missions.
Yes.
If we had people like that in every congregation.
I'm going to pause you right there. But before you even answer the second question, I'm sorry, you're on a roll here, but I loved how you kind of pointed out the outsider and insider, because
right.
I've lived overseas for the last 20 plus years. I also have an American passport, but my mindset is very different from most Americans. My day in, day out lifestyle, the things that I've seen, experienced, have shifted my perception and worldview. So when I go back home, and I do often to America, I just called it home. I usually don't do that. This is home here in Thailand. However, when I go back to America, give a call, I think it's a passionate call to get involved in missions. Well, I'm coming at it from an outsider's perspective. I don't have that in like people at home do. So I really love how you talk about the insider-outsider kind of missions mobilizer call.
Yeah, thank you. I think if we had insiders who are resourcing their pastors, or pastors who are mobilizing their whole people, helping them engage, that would just be a huge thing. We need more mobilizers, and they exist. They just don't see themselves that way.
Sure.
So in terms of what they can do, I mean, one of the big things is recruitment. And in my opinion, most people, when they hear the word mobilization, they think recruitment. And recruitment is great. I mean, it's like picking fruit off a tree. Yay, somebody's ready to give and go and pray, and we're going to help them do that. That's a great thing. So yes, recruitment is a big part of it. But I think the other part of what a mobilizer should do is work with the long-term efforts to shift the worldview in their community, so that in the long run, they're seeing what God is up to and understanding their part in it. So that's dealing with the roots of the tree, not just picking the fruit off the tree. That's shifting corporate culture, and it's a long-term effort that requires a lot of wisdom. And so that's also, I think, what a mobilizer would do. And some great tools for that are things like the Perspectives course, or the Kairos course, or Explore from the Center for Missions Mobilization. These guys have curriculum that can really kind of start to tweak the biblical basis of missions and the worldview roots, so that in the long run, there's going to be more fruit to pick.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join His mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.